On July 29, 2024, the seaside town of Southport was shattered by an unspeakable act of violence. A children's dance class, filled with the innocent joy of music and movement, became the scene of a horrific tragedy. Axel Rudakubana, a 17-year-old from nearby Banks, Lancashire, entered the Heartspace dance studio armed with a knife. The studio, adorned with images of pop star Taylor Swift, was hosting a class for young children. As the music played and the children danced, Rudakubana's rampage began. He attacked those inside, leaving a trail of devastation in his wake. 3 young girls, B.B. King, Elsie Stancombe, and Alice da Silva Aguiar, lost their lives. 8 other children and 2 adults were injured, their physical and emotional scars a stark reminder of that dreadful day. The attack sent shockwaves through the nation. Parents held their children a little tighter. Communities grappled with the knowledge that even the most innocent of settings could be vulnerable to the darkest of impulses. And in the aftermath of the horror, a collective question arose: how could this happen? The investigation into Axel Rudakubana's life revealed a deeply troubled individual with a history of violence and disturbing fixations. His time at school was marked by troubling incidents. He was expelled for carrying a knife, a chilling foreshadowing of the horror he would later inflict. Rudakubana had a history of violence. He had assaulted someone with a hockey stick. He admitted to carrying a knife on multiple occasions. His interest in violence extended beyond his own actions. He was fascinated by school shootings and terror attacks, particularly the London Bridge attack. Authorities were aware of Rudakubana's disturbing behavior. He had been referred to PREVENT, the government's anti-terrorism program, 3 times between 2019 and 2021. These referrals stemmed from his concerning online activity, his fascination with violence, and his disturbing statements. Despite these warning signs, the system failed to prevent the tragedy in Southport. In the wake of the attack, authorities worked tirelessly to gather evidence and build a case against Axel Rudakubana. The evidence against him was overwhelming. He was charged with 3 counts of murder, 10 counts of attempted murder, and possession of a knife. As the investigation progressed, more disturbing details emerged. Police discovered a chilling cache of materials in Rudakubana's bedroom. They found ricin, a deadly poison, along with an Al-Qaeda training manual. These discoveries painted a picture of a young man radicalized online, his mind poisoned by extremist ideologies. The charges against him were updated to include the production of ricin and possession of a terrorist publication. On January 22, 2025, Axel Rudakubana appeared in Preston Crown Court for sentencing. He had previously pleaded guilty to all charges. The court heard harrowing victim impact statements from the families of those he murdered and from survivors of his attack. The judge, visibly moved by their words, described Rudakubana's actions as evil beyond comprehension. The Southport attack left an indelible mark on the national psyche. It forced a nation to confront uncomfortable truths about the evolving nature of terrorism, the role of online extremism, and the adequacy of existing counter-terrorism measures. In the immediate aftermath of the attack, the government announced a public inquiry into the incident. The inquiry, initially non-statutory, was later upgraded to a full statutory inquiry, reflecting the gravity of the situation. It aimed to examine the circumstances surrounding the attack, identify any failings by authorities, and recommend changes to prevent future tragedies. The government also commissioned a review of PREVENT, the controversial anti-terrorism program. The Southport attack also ignited a debate about the spread of misinformation and the role of social media in amplifying extremist views. In the hours and days following the attack, false and inflammatory claims about Rudakubana's background and motives circulated online, fueling fear and anger. These online narratives spilled over into the real world, contributing to a wave of far-right riots in several cities.